What's going on, guys? It's your host, Jason Aiello, coming back at y'all with another episode of Back of the Class. Today is episode 7, and I'm joined by my great co-host, John Pattison. Today's recording date is Friday, November 19th, 2021. You guys are going to be getting this episode sometime in December. And let's just jump right into it. So, John, I just want you to explain your predicament right now.
All right. So, do you want me to tell the story or do you want me to cut to the chase?
Just cut to the chase and then tell us where you think you got it.
Okay. I got fucking COVID, which is absolutely delightful. I know we had company over Monday night. We had one of my dad's friends over. I don't know if he gave it to me. It's a very strong possibility. I just think it's funny that been like, a year and a half of this shit. I never got it. And I get vaccinated, and I hang out with my friends. I go to theaters unmasked. I go everywhere unmasked. I hang out in large groups. You and me know because you and me went to months of basketball with DT, which were just absolute super spreader events, and none of us ever got it. But then we have one guy over, and then the next day I get sick. Give me one.
Yeah, dude. You and I, we were safe. We were definitely not going around being reckless. But yes, we did attend events that were complete super spreaders, but we just had to get out of the house, right? And never got it. We hung out endlessly, sometimes in groups of people, never had any problems with COVID. And then then you have a guest over, and then the next day you're sick. And you were also filming a movie, right?
Yeah.
A small set movie.
Yeah.
And you think that's also where you may have gotten
Yeah,
it.
I think I just heard a knock on my door, so my parents might have dropped off my dinner because I can't leave my room. So I'm gonna go check if it's there.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Fucking COVID! I gotta put my mask on. Just go to my door. But no, here's the story. They're bringing me my food in a sec. So Tuesday afternoon, I was in this small little classroom at my school with like 5 other people, and I was acting in a film, which meant I had my mask off, and I got like a small headache on that set. So I had some water. I was like, yeah, it's just a headache. It'll pass. And then I go to my class after I'm done editing my film. I get home, and then I started to feel like a piece of ass. And so I went to bed, and I was like, when I wake up, I'll take a rapid COVID test that has results in 15 minutes to decide if I should go to school or not. Next morning, I take it, test is positive. So my mom schedules me an actual test. I don't go to school that day. I hadn't gotten the results, but then I took another rapid test later in the day. That was also positive, and I was starting to get all the symptoms. And then just recently, I actually did get the official results back. It says positive. And so the joke I made is it's to John from the universe, happy birthday, positive, COVID-19 detected. So I'm stuck in my room. They say you have to be isolated 10 days once symptoms start, and to not get anyone else in my family sick, I am stuck in my room until November 27th, which means I'm spending my birthday and Thanksgiving stuck in my room. And that's the story.
Because for those of you who don't know, John is officially done with being a teenager as of tomorrow. He is joining the 20s club. So, round of applause for John. He is done being a teenager. No more kid shit. He is officially grown up. 21 is the real good age, though. I'm coming up on that soon. But yes, unfortunately, John's birthday is going to be spent in quarantine and Thanksgiving, which blows. But hey, a good Thanksgiving plate can make up for almost everything. Well, we are sorry for your sickness, John, but it looks like you're holding up pretty well, which is always good news.
As I told Jason before we started recording, ibuprofen, hell of a drug.
Yes. Ibuprofen is the way to go. That's what saved me from shin splints when I was in middle school, and that's what's helping John out with COVID right now. And that's actually the sponsor of today's video. So ibuprofen, some people say it can put a hole in your gut, but in my experience, it works out really well. Yeah. Ibuprofen. So with that being said, let's get right into today's questions. It's an odd episode. So do you remember who asked the first question? You did in episode 1.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Odd numbers I asked first.
Yeah, okay. So go ahead and shoot me with your first question.
Okay, so I will say beforehand, I am doing this family edition. Jason's not. We did not talk about this beforehand. I just sprung this on him. So I could not think of that many questions for today. And so I
Okay.
asked my family, I said, what's a good podcast question? What's a fun podcast question? And I got one response from each of them. And since you have 4 questions, I'll ask 4 questions. So it's one
Okay.
from each member of my family and one from me, bringing the total to 4. And as you hear these, you will hear the very distinct personalities in my family. All right?
Okay.
So we'll start with my mom's question.
Okay.
My mom kind of missed the fun part of the question and said, what is the best part about Florida?
The best part about Florida, I'd say the diversity of people here and just the different cultures and different kinds of life that you can experience down here is definitely a very, very unique part of the state. You know, you can experience so many different foods, meet so many different people. Um, and I mean, like that's one huge plus. But my personal favorite is the weather. Like just having like just being able to wear shorts all year round is the one of the biggest changes in my life, and it's honestly a huge relief for me because I really hated the cold. So being able to wear shorts all year round is definitely, and I mean like even during the summer when it gets more humid, it's just one of those things that you just get used to. So for me personally, it's the weather and the people. Getting out of the Colorado snow was definitely one of the best decisions I ever made. Um, yeah, so okay. Yeah, so that seems like a good, reasonable question from your mom. You know, just a little softball question,
Mhm.
easy hit. So I'll ask you my first question. Will you show your parents this podcast?
No, I will. I will ask them all day for their for good question ideas, but I will not show this to them. Maybe on a clip by clip basis. I think the bisexual Superman clip from last time, I'd be willing to show them, but no, because we talk about some things I don't want them to hear. And
Yes.
if they ever ask about it, I'm gonna say because my dad really likes to take charge. Back in the
Yeah.
very early days of MCUHQ, my dad kind of took it over, and it led to a lot of drama for me to finally basically get my channel back. So basically, my excuse if they ever want to see it is gonna be to say I don't want any input on it, especially from dad. I would rather me and Jason just do our own thing, and so for that reason, I don't ever want to show it to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely stand with you on that. I don't want to show this to my mom because I don't know how she would feel about our weekly Daisy Ridley question. Or actually, I mean that's not even like that's not
Not the
like that's just the
questions
tip of
are
the
bad;
iceberg.
it's the responses.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean like yeah, like those questions are just the tip of the iceberg for some of the stuff that I've said. You know, like giving Ayla Secura back shots
Right.
and turning Jakku into a jungle planet. Um, all Star Wars references. But yeah, I'm definitely not showing my parents this podcast. They're gonna have to come
John's
across it
moral compass and how
organically.
much stuff we have to censor.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say yeah, maybe on a clip by clip basis. But when it comes to this podcast, you definitely have more of the clip worthy segments that are family friendly. Because I'd probably say I'd say like half of this podcast is not family friendly,
Hmm.
which isn't too bad. But yeah, yeah. So that was my first question for you. Um, Interesting to know that we're on the same page there. But go ahead and ask me your second question.
All right. So this one is for my sister, and kind of a weird one. It's, what kind of cereal are you, and why?
I'd probably say I'd probably say Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Like if you didn't know me, if you weren't friends with me and you're just looking at me on the surface, you might only see like the beige colored, plain flavored cereals, right? Once you get to know me, there's like those little bits of like humor and excitement and fun and joy that like I bring to everything. And those are like the marshmallows. And even in my own personal life, like I'm not the most exciting person, but I definitely have like those really special moments with myself and with other people. So I'd probably say Lucky Charms, and I'm also just like I've always felt like I've been an incredibly blessed person. So even though I'm not Irish, I feel like I have the luck of the Irish. Um, so so what cereal would you consider yourself to be closest to?
I'm gonna go with Raisin Bran, and here's why.
Okay.
Right? I feel like to the general populace, the general population, I mean, I am just in general weird, just like
Yeah.
Raisin Bran is. I feel like to the general populace, I'm more of the outcast. They're like, all right, let's associate with other people. This dude's weird. But then I've also got my little crew, right? There's people who are appealed to just how stupid and weird I am. And that's
Yeah.
pretty much Raisin Bran. The normal person passes Raisin Bran and they're like, that sucks. But then there's the people who see Raisin Bran and they're like, oh, hey, this is pretty hype. Let's chill
And
with
then
some Raisin Bran.
every once in a while, a hot college girl will see Raisin Bran in the dining room and be like, "Oh, like I haven't tried that before. I'll have to give that a try." Raisin Bran definitely does have a specific set of people that enjoy it. For me personally, I do like Raisin Bran. I think it's good.
Hmm.
I think Raisin Bran is pretty bomb.
I was going to
Um,
say Wheaties originally, but I was like, no one likes Wheaties.
yeah, yeah.
So that won't
I don't
work.
I don't think I've ever had like actual plain Wheaties before.
Don't.
Don't okay.
I don't think I have, but just looking at it, don't.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was a very creative question. I'm going to
What?
transition into my second question, which is this is kind of ironic that I had this lined up and you're sick right now. But I've had this question written down for weeks. Have you ever faked an injury or sickness?
I wouldn't say I've faked an injury or sickness, but I'd say there's been points in the day where I was no longer sick when I skipped school, but I didn't say anything just so I then didn't have to go into school.
Yeah,
'Cause my mom always said, if you don't feel good, you can stay home, but when you start feeling good, you should go to school. And there's been
yeah,
days where I felt awful in the morning, ate, rested for a bit, had some water, and then felt amazing. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to school for the back half of the day. So I'm just going to keep laying in bed sick so that I don't have to. And that's happened multiple times. It's happened maybe 3 times total, twice for the same illness. And then the third time, because in the middle of a class in school, I felt so just like filled with just stuff. I felt like a balloon inflating and I was about to blow from every hole in my body.
yeah.
And I was like, Mom, I need you to come pick me up. I really don't feel good right now. So I get in the car, and on the drive home, I was like, ooh, can we get McDonald's? She's like, John, you're sick. This was when I still didn't feel good, by the way. This was not me BSing. I was like, can we get McDonald's? She's like, no, John, you're sick. I was like, okay, fair point. Let's go home. I go home. I get on the toilet, blow out of the sentry, get out of the bathroom. It felt great. And I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to go lay down for a little bit so that I didn't have to go back to school.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really faked sickness before. I remember there was one time I was trying to make myself sick by I was trying to fake having a hot forehead by like taking like a hot towel and putting it on my forehead for a couple minutes and then going to my mom. And I can't remember if this worked or not. It's been so long. I know that I finessed at least one sick day doing that. Um, and for the injuries, I have fake injuries, but like those are stories for another time. Like that will have to be its own segment in itself. I don't really want to get into those right now, but yeah, I have faked being sick like once or twice, but I know that some people were like gods at doing that.
Oh, I will say, when I was little, I used to try to fake a fever. Um, Whenever I didn't feel good, Mom would be like, hey, take your temperature. And if it was like 97 or 98, I would be like, this isn't going to work. But if it hit like 99, I would try to shove the thermometer as far into my ear as I could to artificially inflate the temperature. It never worked. I would get up maybe like point 0.4 or something, but there were multiple times I tried to fake a fever.
Dude, one of the most painful things in the world is when you stick the Q-tip too far in your ear.
God, I hate that.
All right, what's your third question for me?
Oh, right. I think we'll save my dad's question for the last one.
Okay.
So we'll go with, in the event of a house fire, what 3 items will you be taking with you? Phone, wallet, and keys excluded. What 3 things are you
Phone
taking with you?
in the event of okay.
House fire, apocalypse, anything where you need to leave quick. What 3 things are you taking?
Okay. Water bottle. Gotta have water. Is this under the assumption that like I'm fully dressed?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think of things that would be like actually critical in that kind of situation. Okay, so we got water bottle, flashlight, and knife in case I gotta kill anything. Yeah.
And what?
Okay, how about you?
Yours make a lot more sense than mine.
Okay.
Let me get it. Hold on. Because I got one of the things right here. This is Doggy, my stuffed animal. He's coming with me. I don't want him to die. That would suck.
Yeah.
Had him since I was born.
Wow, he looks I can't tell if it's just because it's like low quality on the video, but is he still in good condition?
Very good condition. His eyes are a bit banged up because
Yeah.
I dropped him a few times and he landed on the wood. And his nose has fallen off, and my mom super glued it back on. But other than that, he is in fantastic shape.
Okay.
There's a funny story about him that I'll get to. My Nintendo Switch, gotta have the video games. And I think I'm gonna go with you on the water bottle.
Yeah.
Definitely need the water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, water bottle is a must. You got to stay hydrated. I was gonna ask you, since it looks like you're enjoying dinner, would you mind sharing with the audience what you're eating tonight?
Yeah, so this is basically a bowl. It's like a burrito bowl without the tortilla. So it's
Okay.
chicken, black beans, brown rice. It's got some like fajita veggies in there, lettuce. I asked for sour cream. I didn't get that. Then there's some cheese in there also. It's pretty good.
Is this homemade or from Chipotle?
This is homemade. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, my parents make some mean bowls.
Also, what's that black thing behind you? Is that a music stand?
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a violin that I rarely ever play anymore, but I use the music stand to hold up my scripts or notes when I'm filming.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart, dude. No, because I was getting some major flashbacks to high school band seeing one of those. I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I forgot that you were in orchestra because that's where you knew AF. I'm honestly really disappointed. Just a minor point I want to bring up. I'm honestly really disappointed in my class that no girl or even a guy has even attempted to make an OnlyFans or do something like that. I guess no one in my graduating class cares about money.
There's a girl in my graduating class who's a porn star.
Really?
I don't know her name. I never met her, but some of my friends met her and they found her, and she's a porn star now.
Really?
Really?
Wow. So someone that went to Monarch and graduated at Monarch in 2020 is now a P star, porn star.
Yes. I don't know if it was our class or one grade higher, but I know there is one.
Wow.
And if I can find the name, I'll try to get that information to
John,
you.
You got to get this info to me so I can see if I knew this person because I really like because I was honestly really shocked that like no one, at least to my knowledge, that no one from my class, no girl from my class chose that route. Especially in this era, this is like the OnlyFans era. You know, like
Mhm.
I was shocked that like no girl that I knew had taken the paper route and gone that way. So that's interesting. If you can get that info, I would highly appreciate that.
Got it. I will work on it.
Hopefully, it won't be disappointing. Hopefully, it'll be someone who I actually knew as well. Okay, before that, before this podcast takes a weird turn, um, where were we? My third
Oh, I was gonna
question.
tell the story about my stuffed animal.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So my parents bought me a bear before I was born, and that was gonna be my stuffed animal. And then one of their friends, as a gift, bought me the dog. And so I had both. And then when my sister was born, I gave her the bear that she still has. And so that's why I have the dog now. She has the bear, and we've both kept them
Mm,
in pretty good condition. Granted, the bear's in worse condition than the dog,
I
but
see.
but we've kept them both in pretty good condition for almost 20 years for me and 18 years for her.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, my teddy bears and like stuffed animals from when I was younger are like totally decimated. Like they are way more beat up than your dog. So that's why I was pretty impressed. My childhood stuffed toy was Brownie. He was this little brown bear who had a tongue sticking out, and he was by my side for years and years and years. I gave him away though.
Uh,
I had to move on, but it was a good. I got him. Trying to think when did I get him? When I was younger, I was chasing my brother up a flight of stairs and I tripped and I cut my eye on the little thing that like the lock of the door goes into. And I was at Children's
mm,
Hospital and I got that toy. So Brownie was with me for like 10 or 11 years, but
mm.
I had to let him go. But that's pretty much the only stuffed animal from my childhood that I remember.
The little kid naming system where you just add a Y to the end of everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love that. So like my dog is named Doggy and my sister's bear is named Barry.
Hmm.
Not creative at all.
Doggy and Barry. I think I like how Barry's sounds like the actual human name.
Yeah, except it's spelled Beary, but yeah.